Okay. Hey everybody, this is Sherry and welcome to the Payne Family Farm. I'm going to show you something that I just recently acquired and learned about. It is these silicone cubes. Now, I don't know if you guys are familiar with this or not, but these are like a game changer when it comes to freezing liquids. It allows you to see pure silicone. It has a hard ridge top, but the bottom of it allows you to pop whatever you have put in here liquid. It could be a bone broth or a soup or a stew or a chili. And this one holds 2 cups. Now it will hold 1 cup. And if you look at it right over here, there's even measuring lines on the inside. So the lower one is a 1 cup and the top one is a 2 cup. And then you've got these hard lids that snap down on top of these. And it lets you freeze these so that you can take them out and vacuum seal them. I don't know if you've ever vacuum sealed anything that's liquid, but it is near to impossible to vacuum seal liquid. So we have my genius husband has figured out a way to get chicken broth, and he puts it on a cookie sheet when he gets it sealed and lets it lay flat, and then we just stack them up. Well, what we can do with these is relatively the same thing, but they come in a package of 2. I think I got them for like $24, but when I post the video, I'll be sure to add the link to these. And I also bought another set that are 1 cups that I am not using tonight, but as you can see, my counter is ready for canning. So these are the 1 cups. It allows you, there's 4 little slots here, silicone, completely collapsible, hard plastic lid. So it allows you can make your own bone broth, or you could make freezer jelly and put it in here. And then vacuum seal that freezer jelly. And the vacuum seal allows you to have more life in your freezer. So it gives it a longer freezing lifespan. It protects what you preserved because it's completely removing 100% of the air out of it. So what I've done is over here, I have taken some of the small cobs of corn that we had and that Dad and I all got put together, and I made cream corn. Now this is my Aunt Maggie's recipe for cream corn. So this is not fried corn. It is 100% cream corn. The only thing in here is corn from shucked off of the cob, fresh corn shucked off the cob, and I added a whole stick of butter, melted butter, and then I added a 3/4 cup of heavy cream, and then salt and pepper. So that's what I did for the cream corn, and you do that for like every 4 cups of corn. It's the same recipe, and I'll be sure to put that down in the description for the video as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to get as much of this into these 2 molds here successfully. So I'm going to find a scoop. Let me see. Hold on. This may take me a moment. You know what? I got it. Okay, cool. So I'm just going to scoop this all up into my little mold, and you get it all up to the line. You've got to remember that anything liquid that freezes expands. So we want to make sure that we don't surpass that freezing line. Oh my gosh, y'all, this smells so good. Just telling you. I actually blanched this while I was getting dinner out of the oven this evening. So it was laying here cooling on a towel, and all I could smell was corn. Not to take away from dinner. Dinner was really good, but there's nothing better than the smell of fresh corn on the cob. So, okay. I'm trying to... Now, also, too, just like when you're canning, Becky, that introduced me to these things on her YouTube channel, and I'll put the link to her channel below. She's at Acre Homestead. She said to make sure when you're putting your food or your liquid or your broth in here to treat this just like you do a canning jar. So you want to kind of go around the edges down through the middle and make sure you don't have any air pockets in here. And it's real easy to do that, especially with corn, because it's almost a solid in and of itself. So the only liquid to corn is when it's off the cob or whatever liquid you add to it. So you can actually wind up with a pretty decent void in here. So we want to make sure we get all of that out. So just go around the edges, just like just pretend it's a canning jar. Go around the edges, get out any air pockets that are there. Make sure that you pat it down below the rim, because we want to make sure that the lid, when we snap it on, it's going to sit flush on top of this. So we want to make sure we don't have anything that's going to go over. You don't want this. So we're going to take a wet paper towel. Does not have to be vinegar. You don't have to do the vinegar with this like you do a canning jar. So, but we're going to take a little wet towel and make sure we wipe the edges of the freezer, silicone freezer cubes, and that way we get a good seal. We don't wind up with any freezer burn over the next 24 hours, because I'm just going to take this and put this in the freezer. And tomorrow, when we get done with our errands, we'll come back and hubby's going to get out the vacuum seal and we'll get this put in the freezer because it'll be frozen solid. It should take a few hours, but as late as it is right now, y'all, I don't have a few hours, so we're just going to call it what it is. Let's see. I don't think I added enough in this. I don't think I put enough in here. Okay. I think I might have enough for the other one, but I don't think I'm going to fill it up the whole way. I don't think it'll be both, but I think I have enough for another 2 cups. So, and my husband, he loves cream corn, and so I'll be doing a canning. I'm going to can some corn, so I'll be doing a video on canning corn, because I know most people that get fresh corn out of their garden, it's probably the most of everything that we grow. It takes the most work. It takes the most work, especially if you're going to make cream corn or fried corn. You can make fried corn and freeze that too. But it takes a lot of work to do that. So if I'm going to put all that work into it, I want to make sure I get 100% of it. So let me just stop for a second. I'm going to run over to the sink and wet my paper towel, and then we'll come back and wipe the edges. I'll be right back. Okay, so that didn't take very long. So I am going to make sure that I wipe down all of the edges. I don't want any I don't want any pepper, any of the black pepper on here. You just want to make sure the rim is nice and clear, so we get a really good seal on there. Okay, so right there is 4 cups of creamed corn. So I'm going to add the rest of it. We're going to do this one on over here too. So let's go ahead and fill this one up. I think I should be able to get everything. See, I don't have a lot in this bowl. I should be able to get it all in this 2-cup side. Yeah. Okay. There's just one little bitty scoop left. Come on, buddy. Work with me. Yeah. Cool. So it's pretty interesting that when you add that butter and you add that cream, your 4 cups of creamed corn becomes 6 cups of creamed corn. So you wind up with a good 3 servings out of this. Okay, so let's get our little Dewey over here, and we're gonna poke some holes and make sure it's not quite 2 cups, but it did pretty good. So I want to make sure it's not a random kernel of corn there. There we go. Let's get back in there. Okay. So I've just gone around and gotten some air pockets out because, you know, I wasn't paying a whole lot of attention to how I was doing this. Okay. Now we want to make sure we get everything down. There we go. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but anybody that knows me, it's got to all be contained. Okay, y'all, this is like herding cats at the moment. So, okay, cool. And we're just going to wipe that off and make sure that anything that, and this is just water, it's just a paper towel with some warm water on it. But we're going to make sure that there's no, we don't have anything that's inhibiting our seal. Okay, cool. So now what we're going to do, let me set that over there. I'm going to just go ahead and put the lid on this. And it's got a really tight seal. And we just washed these. And the lid's, yeah, it's a little wet, but it's not going to hurt anything. So, but you know what? I will go ahead and wipe that off anyway. Okay. Alright, and we're going to get the lid put on this one. I was like so excited when this came yesterday because I could not wait to get this corn processed, and I saw this on one of her videos, and she put in she was making strawberry lemonade concentrate for to make fruit tea, and she was making it a strawberry lemonade to make margaritas with, and she had some puree left over, so that's what she pulled these out for. And so I wanted to make sure that I thought, okay, this will be perfect for like fried corn. And like tonight we had a couple of chickens, roasted chickens, and some vegetables, and I roasted them all day in the oven, and there was a lot of broth left, and I'm going to make bone broth out of the carcass and whatever veggies are left. And so I can freeze all of that in here. Tomorrow morning, I just pop these out. We'll put them into the vacuum sealer and date them, put them in the freezer, and they'll be good to go. We don't have to thaw anything, don't have to do anything. This is it. And like I said, these things are amazing, and they are really going to change how we freeze our vegetables and freeze our stock, because these little cubes are going to take up a whole lot less room than our prized Japanese soup containers that are currently holding stock in the freezer. So this is going to be awesome. So like, again, I thank you guys for, you know, touching in and sharing the 15 minutes or whatever with me. But I just wanted to make sure you guys saw this. This is awesome. And today I did a bunch of canning, and I'll put together a video tomorrow on that because I want to show you guys what I did and some recipes that I used, and I've got more to do. So don't worry, we'll be connecting once again. And like I said, I'll be filming tomorrow when we take these out and we get them into the vacuum sealer. So be sure to catch that video tomorrow morning. It may just be a short video, but I just want to show y'all how we do this. So, okay, y'all have a great night and stay blessed, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.